Kaio-Ken was a technique that Goku learned from King Kai. It was one of Goku's main power-ups all up until the Frieza arc. Then we never saw Kaio-Ken again, only briefly during the Pikkon fight, but ever since then, until recently in Dragon Ball Super, Kaio-Ken made his debut once again as a technique to stack on top of Super Saiyan Blue. But ever since then, Goku has only gotten stronger and stronger forms, and Kaio-Ken has been forgotten about. So this will be what if Goku's boost from Kaio-Ken was permanent. Even if Goku stops out of Kaio-Ken, the boost that he got will stay within him, only increasing his power higher and higher. Imagine it like a permanent boost. So, we will be skipping over the Dragon Ball arc, jumping all the way over to King Kai's planet. Now, Goku has been training to learn to use Kaio-Ken during the whole couple of months of his training, as he just finished how to learn to use the Spirit Bomb. He only has a couple of days left before he has to leave to go save his friends, due to King Kai's ability to see where the Saiyans will be arriving. So, once when Goku taps into Kaio-Ken times 2 for the first time, it will then massively increase his strength. But it was only for a certain burst. But once when Goku drops out of the power, he was known to be much stronger. Goku's power level before he went to go fight Vegeta and Nappa was around 8,000 or higher. Now, so once when Goku would tap into Kaio-Ken times 2, it would only increase his power even more. Goku's new power level is 16,000 when he's now in base form. Goku would instantly notice when he taps out of Kaio-Ken that he got way stronger. Now, King Kai doesn't know this phenomenon is either, as he's never really had somebody learn his technique before, but whenever he used it, nothing happened. He wonders if maybe, just maybe, this was his body's response to using Kaio-Ken, since maybe it damages the body so much that he maybe had a Zenkai. Now, this was before Vegeta told Zarbon about Zenkai, so it wasn't canon, but now we do know about it, so Goku takes it down as maybe he got like a Zenkai boost from using Kaio-Ken, but Goku does not use Kaio-Ken anymore due to the fact that it could destroy his body if he's not careful. So, now that Goku is twice as strong, he would arrive at the battle twice as fast. Now, unfortunately, I feel like he would still be a bit too late, as Goku would still need to fly all the way back from Snake Way, meaning Wakami flying back to Earth. Now, this will be right when Piccolo would still die, and he was talking to Gohan. Now, Goku would have appeared just in time to save Gohan from Nappa and the others. Goku would then realize that most of his friends are gone, and now that Piccolo's gone too, the Dragon Balls are not there. Now, due to this, what is Goku going to do? Now that the Dragon Balls are gone, they can't bring them back, but he doesn't have time to worry about that now. He would then tell Gohan and Krillin to get away from here, and he'll handle these two Saiyans. Now, Vegeta initially did sense a power level heading this way. That is the reason why Nappa actually started really killing the rest of the Z Fighters, because they didn't want to gang up on him. Now, when Vegeta taps his Scouter, he would see a power level of 10,000 instead of 5,000, so Nappa would still kill them, probably even faster. So that's how Goku, when he still arrived, most of the Z Fighters are still dead, mainly Piccolo, who just died, after talking to Gohan for his final words. Once when this would happen, Gohan and Krillin would then get back, as Goku would then glare at Nappa and begin powering up. As Vegeta was in utter shock, his power level was continuing to rise, up to 16,000. Nappa would then ask what his power level is, and instead of the classic 9,000, he would then state it's over 16,000, crushing his Scouter. Nappa was shocked. 16,000, that is impossible. How can a Saiyan be that strong? Now, Vegeta was more worried. This Saiyan's battle power was near his own. How is this possible? He's a super elite. He knows that Nappa has no chance, but Nappa fell on deaf ears. Nappa would try to fight Goku, but Goku would easily outclass him, kicking him to the side. Nappa would then get up, wiping the dirt from his face, as now Vegeta would then tell Nappa to stand down. He will handle him on his own. But now that Krillin and Gohan are far off, Nappa would just stand back for the time being. This is when we're going to have Vegeta begin his match with Goku. But before Vegeta could even fight with Goku, Goku asked the two Saiyans if they can go somewhere else for the time being. As Vegeta would then state, fine, come on Nappa. Both the two Saiyans would then fly off with Goku to the rocky wasteland, so where there's no animals or people around. This is when Goku would then battle Vegeta, having the same speech that they had before, as Nappa was on a nearby rock, watching the whole fight go down. He wouldn't mind fighting those two little brats and killing them, but he can't sense their power level having no Scouter, so he can't really find them anyway, as Gohan and Krillin were nearby from a distance watching away from Nappa so he can't see them, as they can sense power levels, but Nappa and Vegeta can't. Now, Goku was actually fighting Vegeta on pretty good terms, but, of course, Vegeta is still outclassing Goku once when he goes into his full power. Now Goku knows that he needs to step up, as Goku would then activate Kaio-Ken times 2. With his Kaio-Ken times 2, it would then boost his power level to 32,000. He would then hit Vegeta, delivering a massive blow to his stomach, similar to how he did with times 3, making Vegeta spit blood and fall over. Nappa was in shock, as once when Goku would then drop out of this form, he then looks at his hand and realized that he's only gotten stronger. He then thanks King Kai, and maybe he doesn't know why he's getting stronger, but now's not the time. Maybe it's a side effect of Kaio-Ken, he doesn't know. Goku already is far too strong for Nappa and or Vegeta, as Vegeta in anger would then try attacking Goku, who already in base form was too strong. Goku in base form was now at 32,000, and he was overpowering Vegeta with ease. Now that Goku was not suffering the effects of times 3 Kaio-Ken, he doesn't really struggle to hold off Vegeta. Now, Nappa would also try jumping in, but he knows to stay back, as he knows that Vegeta has a trump card. As remember, they can't sense his power level, so they don't know that his power level is 32,000. Last they checked, it was 16,000. So, Vegeta would then jump high up in the atmosphere and charge up a Gallic gun. Now this is when Goku would then charge up his own, as Nappa was about to attack Goku before Goku would disappear and hit Nappa with the back of his hand, sending Nappa through a couple of rocky pillars, knocking the Saiyan out for the time being. Vegeta would then tell him that Nappa was weak, and he doesn't care, the planet is history. Goku would not use Kaio-Ken at this certain moment, as Goku would then power up, and he would then charge a Kamehameha, clashing with Vegeta's, and the two beams seemingly was equal. Remember, Goku's Kamehameha wave boosts his power level to a decent amount, nearly twice as much. So his Kamehameha wave is probably in the realms between around 40,000 instead of 32. This would then make Vegeta easily get overpowered by the blast, sending him nearing the upper atmosphere of space. Once when Vegeta would then come to, his armor was chipped and he was bleeding profusely. He would then look around and state, how did this Saiyan get so strong? Ever since he turned into that red weird thing, is he hiding his power? Is he a Super Saiyan? That runs through Vegeta's mind, but no, that's impossible. He's not a Super Saiyan, he's a low class. Vegeta then smirked. He has an idea. He knows that Nappa might still be alive, doesn't matter anyway. He can maybe find the moon, they can turn into a great ape and crush the Saiyan with ease, as it'll increase his power level 10 times. He would then look and see that the moon is nowhere to be seen. They must have destroyed it before he came to. Vegeta would then land and tell Goku that you're pretty smart, destroying the moon before I would arrive. Goku has no clue what he's talking about. Vegeta states it does not matter. As Nappa got out of the rubble by this point, landing next to Vegeta, Nappa would then smirk knowing what Vegeta was going to do. Nappa would then tell the Saiyan to say his last goodbye, as they're going to kill him now. Now Goku would be confused at what they mean, as Vegeta states that we Saiyans can transform. He would then summon a fake moon and throw it into the air. While he does agree that it might weaken his power level just a little bit, but it will be enough no matter what to crush him, it doesn't matter. As Nappa would then get some space for himself, they would then bask in the moon's blood waves. As Vegeta would then state, time to suffer your doom, Kakarot. Goku was staring in shock as they began transforming. Both Nappa and Vegeta would then transform into great apes, with Nappa's power level being around 50,000 and Vegeta being around 160,000. Now Goku can sense that Nappa's power level was not too far off from his, but Vegeta's was the most terrifying, as both Saiyans would then smirk at him, telling him that it's his doom now. Now Goku is afraid to use Kaio-Ken as he doesn't want to use it too much, as King Kai was telling him, but Goku might not have a choice, as he thinks as he's flying, dodging these beast attacks, Vegeta was the hardest one. He would then hit Goku, sending the Saiyan through a couple rock pillars, as Goku would then stand up. Goku might not have a choice. Kaio-Ken times 2 might not even be enough to catch up to them. He might need to go up to Kaio-Ken times 3. This is when Goku would begin powering up, bulking in size. Not as much as he originally did, as since Goku's body is much stronger, he can hold the effects of Kaio-Ken times 3 much better without permanently destroying his body. Goku would then scream as he yells out Kaio-Ken times 3. This would then boost his power to 96,000, which was far enough for him to defeat Nappa. He would then fly in, hitting Nappa with a barrage of attacks, knocking the large monkey right over. He would waste no time and dodge a punch that Vegeta threw, but it would hit Nappa, chipping his armor and knocking him backwards even more. Nappa was getting outclassed easily, as this is when Goku would waste no time, as he would then fire a beam right into Vegeta's eye, hitting him, stunning him. Goku would then look at Nappa, as he needs to focus just on Vegeta. The Spirit Bomb might be able to work. As the Kaio-Ken is draining his energy from fighting and using it so much, he doesn't have much time. He would then summon a large Kamehameha, hitting Nappa, and the beam would then go right through his chest, killing him. Nappa would then fall over and revert back to normal, being dead. Vegeta would then scoff, stating how weak Nappa was, and how he was able to beat a great ape, but it doesn't matter, as he would find him. This is when Goku would blind Vegeta with a solar flare, and this is when Goku would then fly underneath Vegeta. As Vegeta fell over, he would actually begin flying upward, lifting Vegeta off his back in the air and throwing him as far as he could using his own energy. But that used up a lot of power. Goku would then fly far away, as remember, he's much faster. He would begin charging up the Spirit Bomb, calling for all the plants and living things to give him the energy. Now, since Goku would then use his own power, the Spirit Bomb would be charged up much faster. It would not take 10 minutes, it would only take a couple of seconds for the Spirit Bomb to form. Vegeta regained his vision as he would get up and charge right towards Goku. Goku, this time around, would have a couple more seconds to spare, as he would just have enough time to throw the Spirit Bomb as it would hit Vegeta full force. The Spirit Bomb would then explode into the air, sending Vegeta launching into the sky. As Vegeta was then screaming in agony as it made a huge explosion, Goku was out of Kaio-Ken by this point, and he was pretty exhausted, but luckily, he looked at his body, it wasn't destroyed, as King Kai was sighing of relief. Vegeta would then land as he was out of the Great Ape form, completely injured, but he survived. As if he was in his base form, it would have killed him. As the moon was destroyed, Vegeta would then begin crawling away so he can escape. Goku would then land in front of Vegeta, who was staring at him, ready to meet his demise. As Krillin and Gohan appear with Yajirobe, Goku would then step to the side and let Vegeta crawl to his space pod. Krillin was confused as to why Goku's letting him go, and Goku states, "No, Krillin, we're not killers, and we're going to show him mercy, something that he never showed us. But we're going to teach him what mercy is." Vegeta would then laugh and state how much of a fool he is for sparing him. And this is when Vegeta would then pass out, as the space pod would then fly off, sending Vegeta off to Frieza's forces to be healed. Now that Goku was not as gravely wounded as he was before, Goku would be able to recover a little bit faster, but he would still be in the hospital for a couple of days. Once when they're all fully recovered in the hospital, this is when Bulma would have already made the spaceship to go to planet Namek. Now Goku would not go. And the reason why he wouldn't go is because of Bulma's father. Bulma's father would then state that he's actually making a copy of the ship right now, adding the gravity room to where he can train. As Goku thinks this will be better, and he knows that Gohan and Krillin will do good on their own for the time being until he can arrive there. But now Goku's actually fully recovered, he can get on the ship a couple days earlier, so once when Goku would then fly off, as it's already been a couple of weeks by this point, around a month total, the same events for Namek would have happened the exact same for Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan. Nothing much would have really changed, as they would have still saved Dende, kicking Dabura, and they would have still been able to help Elder Guru and have him unlock their potential. Now, still meeting Nail and everybody else that would have gone the exact same, trying to find the Dragon Balls. Vegeta would still be on Namek as well. I believe he would have gotten an even bigger boost to his power. So like when Zarbon defeated Vegeta, he wouldn't actually be able to beat him. Vegeta would have killed him even in his transformative state. Now Vegeta still would have went to Frieza's ship, just not under the injury. He would have actually snuck onto Frieza's ship because he can conceal his power level, and he would have stolen the Dragon Balls, tricking Frieza. So that would have happened the same, just Vegeta wasn't knocked out that time and brought to the ship. He went there on his own to steal the Dragon Balls right under from Frieza's nose. Now Frieza, the death of Zarbon happened earlier, he would still summon the Ginyu Force. Now Goku would have arrived right at this point, as he can sense all these incredible powers nearby. Now Goku has shown to use Kaio-Ken in the gravity room, so Goku at least use it ×2. Now we know that realistically Goku did get a massive boost to his power level, as by this point Goku, as the time when he went from 8,000 to 9,000, 90,000, he got around 12 times stronger. So imagine mixing that with his new power level. Goku is an extremely busted character. So Goku's new power level is nearing 1 million, which goes to show you how busted Goku has become. Since if Goku got the same boost from training under gravity, if his power level was around 90 to 96,000, if you would have times that by 12, you get your answer. It would be well over 1 million, nearing 1.1 to 1.2 million. Now that Goku is that strong, Goku would easily arrive, as they would sense his power level and be shocked by it. Now Goku would have sensed the Ginyu Force was there, as I feel like Vegeta by this point would have started fighting Raccoon. He would have already killed Guldo. Now Vegeta still had a pretty decent Zenkai, but I still think that Vegeta would probably be equal to Raccoon, and I think he would have been able to defeat him, but he was gravely wounded because of it. Gohan did not get his neck broken by Raccoon. Jason and Berta were about to jump Vegeta and kill him before Goku would then arrive. Goku would then give Vegeta a Sensu Beam, and Vegeta would get a pretty massive increase in power. His power level by this point is around 100,000 to 120,000, so he could actually fight Captain Ginyu. Now Goku would handle Jason Berter, as Vegeta would then fly off on his own, telling him good luck. Now Captain Ginyu would sense all the power levels, and he would have left already to go with Frieza. By this point, Goku would have battled Jason Berter, and he would have easily outclassed them. Even if they used their best attacks, it wouldn't have defeated them. He would have one-shot both of them before even Jace could get away, after he already warned them to get off the planet. After Jace was defeated, this is when Captain Ginyu would still appear, as Vegeta was trying to gather the Dragon Balls to summon them with Gohan, Krillin, and the others. Now Frieza was still off on his own, and he was fighting Nail by this point, trying to find the other Namekians to try and get the passcode for the Dragon Balls. Now Goku would fight Captain Ginyu and easily overpower him and defeat him within a single shot like he did Raccoon, as Goku doesn't have time for this. So Goku would still arrive and stop Vegeta, telling him that let Dende summon these Dragon Balls and then he can make the wish. So they would still summon the dragon, as by this point Frieza found out that Nail was distracting him. He would have left, just like before, leaving Nail to suffer. Dende would have still made the wish to bring back Piccolo as well and bring him to Planet Namek. That would have gone the exact same. So Piccolo would have still started heading towards everybody, where he would have still met Nail and fused with him. Frieza would have arrived by that point, and Vegeta would tell Kakarot to stand back and let him battle Frieza. Now this is when Vegeta would actually be able to hold his own against Frieza, until Frieza would then be shocked. He would then back off, and his scouter would have already exploded. He would have then transformed into his second state. Frieza now in his second form is immensely powerful. I believe that him and Goku are about equal in terms of power level. I would say Frieza's potentially around 1.2 million. Goku's right there. So Goku would actually begin fighting Frieza in his second form. Krillin would not get stabbed by Frieza, so Frieza would not have actually known about Dende healing everybody, so Frieza in his final form would not have shot him and killed him. Now, Vegeta, would he still have asked Dende to heal him? I think yes. I think that off in the distance, Krillin, Dende, and Vegeta would have still been making a plan together, and Krillin would have shot a blast through Vegeta's chest, and Dende, with reluctance, was able to heal Vegeta, giving him a big Zenkai boost. Now Frieza by this point is a little bit stronger than Goku until Piccolo arrives. Goku was surprised to see Piccolo, as he was about to use the Kaio-Ken technique, until Piccolo would then tell him to stand back, let him fight. Goku states, "Alright, fine by me." As now Piccolo would then take off his weighted clothing and battle Frieza. Now Piccolo was overpowering Frieza, and Goku was shocked with how strong Piccolo has become in such a short time. It was incredible. Frieza by this point would then get tired, and he would go into his third form, starting to overpower Piccolo. Now Vegeta has gotten healed, as just for fun, he'll showcase his final form. He would begin powering up into his final form, and this time around he would not kill Dende because he doesn't know about Dende's healing powers. He didn't see him heal Krillin or anyone else. He wouldn't have saw him heal Vegeta because they went off to a hidden location to do it. Now Vegeta would tell Kakarot to stand back and let him handle this. Now Goku was pretty badly injured, and Dende would have healed Piccolo and Goku secretly, as Gohan and them would have grabbed him away while Vegeta fights Frieza. Now you could say that Frieza might have noticed Dende, but I say he probably was too busy fighting Vegeta by this point. Now Goku would have gotten healed first, same with Piccolo, as Goku got a pretty decent Zenkai. This would then boost Goku's power to 3 million, as Goku wasn't super injured, but a small Zenkai wouldn't hurt. Once Vegeta was getting overpowered, Goku would then jump in, saving Vegeta this time around, so no, Vegeta does not die. But Vegeta would still beg Kakarot to kill him. As he sees how strong Kakarot has become, he tells him that he must be the Super Saiyan he must be. As this time around Frieza would not shoot a death beam to kill Vegeta, Goku would have stopped it. As now Vegeta would then crawl away, as with Krillin and Gohan helping him, Goku would then battle Frieza. Their fight would have gone pretty much the exact same as before, as with Goku trading blows with Frieza back and forth, testing the waters here and there. Goku was able to hold his own pretty decently until he finds out the horror that Frieza was holding back. Frieza would then go to 50%, which is more than enough power to handle him. He would then easily overpower Goku. Goku was then falling ill really quickly, as not much was working. This is when Goku would then use Kaio-Ken times 10, boosting his power level massively. This would then boost his new power level up to 30 million, as he would then hit Frieza, knocking Frieza back. Frieza was shocked to see that Goku tapped out of Kaio-Ken, as Gohan and Krillin, Piccolo, and Vegeta were staring in shock. Kakarot's power went up to 10, but it's stuck there now. Is he constantly using that Kaio-Ken? And Piccolo states no, he's not using it no more. It's almost like this technique that he has. Whenever he uses it, he stays as that power from now on. As Vegeta never knew that a technique like that was possible. Is it maybe for a Super Saiyan only? Like, how is that a thing? It's incredible. He got 10 times stronger in a burst of an attack. Goku would then look at his hands and he realized that this must be true. Every time that he uses the Kaio-Ken, his power level increases, and even when he gets out of it, it stays the same. He then smirks and thinks that maybe King Kai's technique is just that incredible. But he doesn't want to abuse it, because again, Goku doesn't like being given power, and on top of this, he knows that Kaio-Ken can destroy his body if he's not careful, so it's a good reward, but a very big risk. But he would then battle Frieza again, being able to hold his own pretty decently against Frieza, much better than he did before. Now Goku would tap into Kaio-Ken once again, going into times 20 when Frieza was drowning him under the water. And once when Goku went into times 20, his power level would increase from 30 million to 600 million. This would then make Goku far superior than he was as a Super Saiyan. Nearly 3 to 4 times stronger than he was as a Super Saiyan when he fought Frieza. My opinion, around the android's level of power who can one-shot Frieza. I feel like Goku was in a fit of rage and he had little to no stamina left, but he didn't care. This is when Goku would then charge up a full power Kamehameha and he would then hit Frieza with it, and this blast would not just hurt Frieza's hand, it would completely obliterate him. As once when Goku would then power down, he would then look at his raw power and he was in shock. But now Goku was then pass out from exhaustion, he would then wake up in one of the Namekian villages and people were smiling at him. Now with the wish, and since Namek was never destroyed, they would have brought back all the Namekians, and Goku was already fully healed by Dende by this point. As Grand Elder Guru, who was wished back to life for a short time, would then thank Goku truly for saving everybody. Now Vegeta, by this point, it was time for him to leave, because he doesn't really feel like being a part of this. Goku would then offer Vegeta to come to Earth, and to be with them, so he's not all alone. Vegeta would then state, "I'll go there my own time." As Vegeta wants to find out how he gets this red Super Saiyan power. He hates the fact that Goku surpassed him. Now Vegeta would have reluctantly followed them in his own space pod that he probably stole from one of the Ginyu Force, and Vegeta would then reprogram it and then head there. This of course would greatly change the story of Dragon Ball. There was no Super Saiyan, and Goku never destroyed Planet Namek alongside with Frieza. Goku never went to Planet Yardratt, so they don't even know that Super Saiyan is a thing. So, once when everybody would then arrive back on Earth, there was then peace for the next 2 years. Goku would continue training with Gohan and Piccolo, so Gohan does not get as rusty as he did, he only grows stronger. And Goku would then enjoy his time with Chi-Chi. But now far off in the rocky wasteland, we would then have Trunks. As Trunks by this point would have arrived, and he would then look around, waiting for Goku, and there was no Frieza either, but that was a different time of the story. As he would then see that Goku never landed. He would then try sensing around the planet, and he would sense a massive power near Chi-Chi's home. As he wonders if maybe this is Gohan, he doesn't know. As he would then fly off, he would then arrive in front of Goku's home, and wait patiently as Goku would then step out. Trunks was shocked to see that Goku arrived here earlier. Has going back to the past already changed it that much? Goku would then meet up with Trunks, who he thinks that Trunks is a good guy. Trunks would then talk to Goku privately, explaining everything. All about the future and the androids, and he died due to a heart virus, and Goku thinks, oh, that really sucks, I wanted to fight them. And Trunks can sense the raw power that Goku has. As in my opinion, and power levels are BS anyway, but power scaling wise, Goku is far stronger than even the androids 17 and 18 of this timeline. In my opinion, I think he's touching the realms of where android 16 and Cell are by this point, just so you guys know for power scaling. Goku would have fought Trunks, and Trunks would have showcased Goku's Super Saiyan. Goku never knew that Saiyans could have this type of power-up. Now, Vegeta would have been nearby, as he would have sensed the massive power increase of Goku and another Saiyan. It was off the charts, as Vegeta for the first time sees a Super Saiyan. As Goku states, I never could turn into that before, and Trunks was surprised to hear this, as Trunks wonders that maybe Goku should try and learn how to become one. He can increase his strength so much more, and Goku will for sure try in the best way that he can. But now Trunks would then leave by this point, as he needs to get back to the future to make sure his mother is okay. As he would then leave, Piccolo was already nearby, as Piccolo was recently training with Goku, and Piccolo can hear things from across the whole planet. He heard everything that Trunks had to say, so, with a quick call from Chi-Chi, all the Z-Fighters would have then arrived and had a big feast at Mount Paozu, as this is when Piccolo would then explain everything to the Z-Fighters, keeping out some minor details, like Trunks being Vegeta and Bulma's son. He would then explain about the androids, the date that they are appearing, and that we need to train harder than ever to get ready. Now Goku does have the heart virus medicine, and he gave it to Chi-Chi, so they can prepare for the next 3 years to begin their training. Now by this point, with Goku being so much stronger, I definitely think that Goku would look into the realm of unlocking Super Saiyan. Now Goku's S cells were already high enough as is. The matter of the fact that his power level is so absurdly high in base form, I think that Goku could probably touch in the realms of Super Saiyan, but he doesn't have the trigger to turn into it though. But now you could say that he might be given the Goten treatment or the tingle on his back because he has so many S cells in him. I believe that Goku would unlock Super Saiyan personally. Now once when Goku does unlock Super Saiyan, it'll be during the later end of the 3 years training with Piccolo helping Goku. But Goku hasn't mastered the form yet, and while it does greatly increase his power massively, Goku knows that he needs to keep on training it. As now during this time, Vegeta would have already went off on his own and tried to unlock Super Saiyan, which Vegeta does, as he saw Trunks do it. And Vegeta knows that he can unlock it on his own. He would have his emotional breakdown and unlock Super Saiyan. Now, once when Goku would continue pushing Super Saiyan, what about the Kaio-Ken technique? Well, Goku knows that every time that he uses it, he gets stronger. But at the downside, it uses up a lot of energy. But Goku decides to save it for whenever he faces an opponent that he cannot beat, he might be able to use it to increase his power level to continue fighting. As Goku doesn't really like the idea. As we all know, Goku is a character who does not like to really be given power like a Kaio-Ken boost or even God Ki. Goku realistically likes to earn the power for himself, but I feel like with Piccolo talking to Goku about the plan, I think that Piccolo would probably persuade Goku to have that as an emergency backup. Now, once when the androids would appear, we do know that the androids stopped studying Goku after the Saiyan arc. So Goku was a teeny bit stronger, but I don't think it really would have changed much. It might have made the androids a tiny bit stronger, but the difference would have been not really there. So Goku and the androids would have still been the exact same. Now, with the androids there, Dr. Gero and Android 19, they would still appear on the same date and time. Now, Goku would be rolling up in base form, but the heart virus was beginning to take over by that point, as once when Goku would begin fighting Android 19, he would start to succumb to the heart virus. Even turning into Super Saiyan was just speeding it up even further. So Goku would still be out of commission, but Android 19 was more injured than before. Now, this is when Vegeta would still appear in his Super Saiyan form, easily kill Android 19. Dr. Gero would still make his escape. He would still battle Piccolo and be easily outclassed, but he would then trick Piccolo by taking some of his energy, and he would then disappear as they cannot sense the android's power. Now, once when Dr. Gero would then arrive, he would then unlock androids 17 and 18, telling them to destroy the Z-Fighters. But of course, the androids would then turn on their maker, and they would then destroy Dr. Gero by kicking his head off in front of the Z-Fighters. Now by this point, they would then activate Android 16 as he would then step out as well, and they would then battle the Z-Fighters. Now we all know how this would go. As the androids are even a little bit stronger than they are before, Android 16 included, they would have been easily overpowered. Even though Vegeta does have the Super Saiyan power, it was not enough to defeat even Android 18, who would still break both his arms and kick him to the side of the mountain. But they would spare the Z-Fighters, and 18 would still kick his Krillin like before, getting the crush because Krillin needs a W, and they would then leave to go mess around or do whatever they want to do, maybe go shopping or something. Now, once when the Z-Fighters would recover, they would then decide on what they need to do. As far off, a certain creature was beginning to mutate and slowly start absorbing humans, as we all know what happens, as Piccolo would then fly off to go meet up with Kami, and he knows what he needs to do. Once when the Z-Fighters were easily defeated by androids 17 and 18, the three androids would then go off on their own to go dolly around and to go shopping. Piccolo knows what he needs to do, as he can't really keep up with the likes of a Super Saiyan. He needs to go further. Piccolo, by this point, would then fly over to Kami's lookout, as he would then have the same speech that he had before. Piccolo and Kami would then become once again. And this is when Piccolo would then receive a massive power boost. Piccolo would then fly off to go battle the androids. By this point, Piccolo would have also stopped to battle Cell, and this Cell is from the same future timeline where he came from, so Cell would be pretty similar here in terms of power. It wouldn't really change much. But Piccolo still had the upper hand on Cell, until Cell would then use the solar flare and still get away. Vegeta and Trunks by this point would have already gone into the hyperbolic time chamber to begin training for a year. Now Piccolo would soon find the androids and then challenge them to a match. Flying off towards the islands, he would then battle Android 17. Now the two would seemingly be equal, as while Piccolo is a little bit stronger than his original self, fighting against a stronger Goku, Android 17 is also a little bit stronger as well. So the two would seemingly be equal, having one of the best choreographed fights in Dragon Ball history in my opinion. With the two of them seemingly equal, Android 17 was starting to outlast Piccolo, as Piccolo can only use his energy for so long before getting tired. Now this is before we would then see Cell appear, finding the four people. Cell would then easily dispatch a Piccolo, blasting a hole right through him. He would then run over to Android 17, who was busy fighting Cell. Cell would then trick him by using his overconfidence. Cell would then use the solar flare technique, blinding them, as he would then absorb Android 17, thus transforming into semi-perfect Cell. Now this is when Tien would then still make the sacrifice, and Tien would then use his new Neo Tri-Beam, hitting semi-perfect Cell, stunning him. Now, this would also grant Krillin enough time to get the androids away. Krillin would not blow up the androids, as he still has a crush on 18, and he sees that they're not all evil, so he would destroy the remote control, destroying the androids. And by this point, Piccolo has been dragged away from everybody, and Android 16 and 18 were able to hide on one of the other islands. Now Cell would then spend the next few hours trying to hunt them down. By this time, Vegeta and Trunks would then step out of the hyperbolic time chamber in new armor. They would then go battle Cell. Vegeta would still show his ascended Super Saiyan form, or Super Vegeta, and Vegeta would attack Cell. Now Cell, semi-perfect Cell, is a little bit stronger because he absorbed a stronger android. But Vegeta here has gotten even stronger himself. Because Vegeta has more motivation because of how strong Goku is, Vegeta would definitely train even harder than before, possibly even training more with Trunks a little bit earlier so he can try and surpass Kakarot, which is his main goal, but Cell is just in his way. Vegeta would still battle semi-perfect Cell, as no matter what attack he did against Vegeta, it would not do anything. Vegeta was far stronger than he was. Now Vegeta would still get way too cocky, as he even believes that if Cell went to his perfect form, it wouldn't even touch him. Now Trunks would try to stop Vegeta, but Vegeta would allow Cell to absorb Android 18, thus creating Perfect Cell. Or I guess a more stronger Perfect Cell. Super Perfect? Cell by this point would easily tank all the attacks from Vegeta. As Cell was still testing out his new body, he decides to use Vegeta as a warm-up. So Vegeta would then try every single attack on Cell, who would just brush it off, almost mocking him. This is when Vegeta would then charge up his final flash, his ultimate attack. It did surprise Cell by the power that Vegeta had, as it hit him full force, blasting through space. Cell, half of his arm was then blown off by the attack. Cell would then smirk as he would instantly regenerate. Now we all know that Cell was easily holding back in this scenario, so Cell by this point, we do know that he would spare Vegeta, because he also wants to see how strong the Z-Fighters can get. Now, once when Trunks would still go into his Ultra Super Saiyan form, he would still battle Cell, but he lacks the speed to beat him. So Cell would easily outmaneuver him and defeat him the same way, but he was impressed by their power, so he would then spare them for now. Now, Goku has fully recovered from the heart virus by this point, and he can tell how powerful Cell is. But now Goku here is much stronger. I believe that Goku did receive a small Zenkai boost at least from the heart virus, as that was a near-death experience. On top of the fact that Goku was already absurdly strong. He's able to beat both Android 17 and 18 in my opinion. I think that Goku by this point is a little bit weaker than Ascended Super Saiyan Vegeta and Semi-Perfect Cell if he is in Super Saiyan, but we'll get into that. Now this is when Goku would then go fight Cell, as he wouldn't wait this time, remember he didn't see the news broadcast about the Cell Games Arena yet. So he would go meet up with Cell as he's much stronger. And he only sent Cell briefly when he was fighting Vegeta, so he might have a chance. The only reason why Goku is doing this is because of his backup, the Kaio-Ken technique. If he can boost into it, it might give him the edge to beat Cell before he would destroy the planet. Goku would then meet Cell, who was in the process of looking for an area to build his Cell Games Arena. Cell was not expecting to see Goku so quickly, but Cell states that the Cell Games will be happening within 10 to 11 days. Goku then states, "I'm not waiting 10 to 11 days, I want to try fighting you right now if that's okay with you." Cell, of course, would never deny a fight, on top of the fact that it's Goku. He would never deny Goku a fight. He's been dreaming of this. He states, "Fine, maybe a little warm-up matchup between us, we can gauge each other's power, and then you can have your Tengeis to grow stronger." Cell also wouldn't mind it, because Goku is pretty strong. He can give Cell an okay fight, on top of the fact that Cell can learn more about his perfect body, because it's Cell. Goku would then power up into base form first and begin attacking Cell. Cell was surprised with how strong base form Goku was. Goku in base form was already pushing high levels of power, reaching the android's level. That was very impressive. Cell would state, "Why don't you transform into a Super Saiyan and make this fight actually interesting?" Goku would then transform into a Super Saiyan form and begin battling Perfect Cell. Now Goku by this point is nearing the realms of Ascended Vegeta and Semi-Perfect Cell. Unfortunately, that's not enough for Perfect. Perfect Cell commends on how, "Wow, you're almost as strong as Vegeta is. That's impressive, but that's not even close to enough to beat me," as you can tell that he lost. Now, Cell would easily outmaneuver Goku, sending him to the ground. Goku then knows that he needs to use his trump card. He is way too outclassed by Cell. And he doesn't know if he even stacks Kaio-Ken even higher. He doesn't want to damage his body, as he's already getting tired fighting Cell full force. Cell's not even sweating at all. Goku then state, "Let's just try a ×3 for right now in a burst and let's see what happens." Goku was still experimenting with this kind of technique that Kaio-Ken has. Remember, he only recently realized his potential, and he doesn't really like using it because he doesn't like being handed power like that. He likes to train for his power. But Goku knows that now is not the time to really have morals. Cell is way too strong and could destroy everybody. He knows that. Even if he trained in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, he believes that heat might not even be enough to defeat Cell. That goes to show how strong he is, because he can sense Cell's inner power. It's like a mountain of power. Cell's holding back like he's nothing. Goku would then charge up back into base form, confusing Cell what he was doing. Goku would then burst into the Kaio-Ken. Cell was surprised, as he does remember seeing this, but Cell cannot utilize this technique. Realistically, could Cell learn it? Maybe, but Cell doesn't have any use for it, and Cell doesn't really know about King Kai's teachings. So Goku would then burst into Kaio-Ken ×3. Now of course this doesn't really damage his body, as he's gone up to ×20 before, but Goku would then power right back out of it. Cell was confused at what he was doing, until he realized his power level just skyrocketed, 3 times higher. Goku would then look at his hand and clench it, as although his stamina is the same, his power level is much higher now. As he would then burst back into Super Saiyan, Goku was now 3 times stronger. In my opinion, by this point, he is far stronger than even Trunks was when he fought Cell, but he does have the speed. Goku would then fly in, attacking Cell, surprising him by his sudden power boost. Cell's never really seen that before, but he has learned it from his database that it is a version of a power-up, but he didn't know it could do this. Goku would then be able to keep up with Cell briefly, as although Ascended Super Saiyan Trunks did impress Cell with his strength, Cell was holding back massively, we saw this. So Goku would still continue battling Cell, and Goku notes that this is not enough. Maybe if he tries pushing it, maybe charging up to ×20, that'll easily give him enough power to fight Cell. But there's a problem. ×20 drains all of his energy, and he doesn't know if that will basically destroy his body, because he's really weak right now. Remember, Goku was out of commission for days doing the heart virus. He just recovered, and on top of the fact that he's going all out against Cell for a long time now. Goku has this problem to where he doesn't like to use full power from the start. We saw this during the Buu arc when he battled Kid Buu. He could have destroyed Kid Buu in the beginning as a Super Saiyan 3, but he did not. So, Goku would have no choice. He then goes the safer route and goes to times 10. Cell notices what he's doing, and he knows that that technique is dangerous. So, Cell would waste no time. As soon as Goku goes back down to base form, Cell would then use more of his power and deliver a powerful gut punch to Goku, knocking him over. Cell would then state, "Do you really think that I will let you abuse that technique again? I don't think so." Now, Goku was running out of power quickly, as he's kind of running out of options. This is when we would have Gohan Piccolo appearing, as now Gohan and Piccolo would then fly in and try to dodge Cell and kind of keep him distracted, so that Krillin can drag Goku away. Because remember, Goku here does not have instant transmission, so he can't just teleport away from Cell. But Cell would actually let them go. He would then tell Goku a little trick. He would then tell him that he would give him a couple days to train because he really satisfied him. But during their match, if he abuses that little Kaio-Ken thingy that he has, he will instantly destroy Earth without holding back. Cell's not an idiot. He knows how dangerous that move is, but Cell's really interested to see how strong Goku can become. So he'll let Goku live. Remember, Cell does not know about the hyperbolic time chamber. He doesn't know about that. And Cell will keep a track on his power level. He states that if he senses a massive boost in power, then he will appear and destroy the planet Earth. So do not tempt him. Goku knows that the hyperbolic time chamber is the only way, because then Cell can't sense him. So that is the only way he's going to have to go. This is when they would arrive back in the Room of Spirit and Time. Goku would then go in with Gohan, just like the original. Now, Goku would continue training with Gohan, teaching him how to use Super Saiyan, and Gohan would soon start to match his father's power level a little bit, until Goku begins doing something different. Now remember, Goku does not have sensu beans, but he tells Gohan that he might not have a choice, but the only way for them to get stronger is if they push each other to their limits. Goku knows that Gohan has a hidden power within him that is extraordinary, and Goku looks at Gohan and tells him that I am going to push my body with Kaio-Ken as far as I can to grow as powerful as I can. But I also want you to step up as well, because you're the future. Goku was having that similar mindset with Gohan, but he was really confident about the fact that Gohan can beat Cell. So during that full year, they would not stray away for a few months. They still had 3 months left. He would stay for the full year, using Kaio-Ken, but mainly mastering Super Saiyan. Goku's power level would be massive by this point. He already is far stronger than Cell, just to clarify. Goku by this point is in the realms of the early Buu Saga power levels, around the same strength that he was when he fought Majin Buu, which is absurdly strong. And this is him in Super Saiyan. Now as for Gohan, Goku would then begin pushing Gohan, as he knows that rage is the only way. He knows that he needs to unlock Gohan's power, and he thinks that he can, with rage. Gohan's rage will induce a new power-up. He would then try to kill Gohan, as it seems, pushing Gohan beyond his limits. Gohan would then transform into a Super Saiyan 2, shocking Goku at this power. Now Gohan has been training with a much stronger Goku, pushing Gohan further than ever before. Gohan as a Super Saiyan 2, instead of being the original level that he was at, he will be as strong as Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Goku, which are already much stronger than Gohan and Purple Perfect Cell was in the original arc. So Gohan is very powerful. Once when they step out, people were shocked at Goku's power level. Now Goku was suppressing his full power, as he doesn't want Cell to intentionally destroy everything. Now what does Goku do? He would still let everyone continue to do their thing, training Hyperbolic Time Chamber, and he would then spend the next days enjoying peace. As he's very confident that he can beat Cell, Gohan can easily beat Cell if he wants to as well. He doesn't want Cell to get desperate and blow up the planet by accident, as Goku might not be Superman, but he doesn't want to save the planet again. So Goku will play Cell's game for now. But when the time comes and they step in that ring, Cell will have a rude awakening. Cell will continue making the arena, as he does sense Goku's power level and sees that it's way higher, but it really impresses him. He states he must have been doing some serious training. Good. Goku's not an idiot. He'll keep his power level suppressed to seem like a decent jump, but to make Cell still cocky. As the next few days would then pass, the Cell games would then begin. Now Goku and them would all dress and ready to go, as now they would all arrive at the Cell Games arena. Goku was not in Super Saiyan by this point, he was suppressing his power level massively in base. Gohan as well was in base form too. Once when they arrive, they would then ask who wants to step up first. Now this is when I feel like Goku would tell Gohan to step up and battle Cell. As Goku originally put Gohan up there, because he saw his father fighting Cell first, so he knew his movements. Also, Goku knew that Gohan was stronger than him, so that's the reason why. Goku's far stronger than Gohan, so Goku will basically let Gohan go up first, to let and see how Gohan does with his training. Cell is a perfect example. Gohan would then step up, and Cell was, meh, okay, fine. He wanted to save Goku for last anyway. Everybody was shocked to send Gohan up first, but Piccolo, I feel like, knows. Piccolo has the best key sensing ability in the realm anyway. He would then tell Piccolo to relax. Gohan could easily defeat Cell without even breaking a sweat if he really wanted to. Shocking Piccolo, but he senses that something was up. And Goku states that if Cell gets too bold, he'll step in and end Cell no problem. Just trust me. As Piccolo would then nod and they'll watch the fight, as Gohan would then power up into a Super Saiyan. His power level alone was already surpassing Cell's full power, shocking Cell and everyone else. Now Goku had those next few months to train with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and he was able to push past Gohan's overcockiness, because Gohan gets way too cocky and arrogant, and it's his downfall. Goku would help Gohan to train, to control his Super Saiyan 2 power, and to defeat Cell. Also, Gohan doesn't want to make Cell suffer because he didn't see Cell destroy Android 16 and beat up all of his family and friends, so Gohan is not as wildly crazy. Gohan is focused and serious. This is the most powerful Gohan we've seen, and he's very focused, mentally sharp as attack. Gohan would then begin attacking Cell, easily overpowering him. The first punch from Gohan would be similar to what he did as Super Saiyan 2, knocking Cell backwards. Goku would then tell Gohan to show them your true power, and Gohan knows that he can't play games with Cell, because he's devious like Frieza. Gohan would then begin powering up, screaming as he would then transform into a Super Saiyan 2. Cell was utterly shocked. Everybody was. Gohan was far too powerful for Cell. Even though Cell would go to his full strength and begin attacking Gohan, he was easily blocking all of his attacks like they were nothing, even allowing Cell to hit him to prove that it was doing nothing. Goku was watching intently, waiting if Cell ever got too daring. As this is when Gohan would then tell him it's my turn, and for the first time in Super Saiyan 2, he would gut punch Cell, making Cell spit out Android 18 because Krillin needs a W. Cell would then revert back to his semi-perfect form, as Gohan would then charge up a Kamehameha, he's not wasting time, hitting Cell, blasting him to smithereens. Everybody thinks that that was it, because remember, they didn't know about Cell destroying his whole nucleus thing, they didn't know about that. And they originally didn't either when Gohan blasted him. This is when Cell would come back with a few moments later, as Goku didn't sense his power level first, until Cell would fully regenerate. And now, he was in his super perfect form. Getting a large Zenkai boost, Goku was a little bit more concerned that he can regenerate that good, but he wasn't at the same time. Gohan was still far too powerful. Cell was really furious as they got Android 18 out of the way. He would begin attacking Gohan to no avail. Gohan was still too powerful. Even with his power-up, Gohan was easily blocking his attacks, as Goku was more proud than anything. And he would tell Gohan to finish it. Cell got desperate. As Cell would not blow himself up, as it wouldn't really change anything, Cell would then charge up a Solar Kamehameha, putting everything he has into it, as Goku tells Gohan to blast Cell with everything he has to make sure that there's no trace of him left. Gohan nods, as he would then charge his own Kamehameha, clashing against Cell, as Gohan would then burst some of his power, overpowering Cell's, as it would then hit him full force, completely obliterating Cell. Gohan would then power down, as it did take a little bit of energy. Cell was gone. He was fully defeated. And the camera crew caught all of that on video. It showed that Mr. Satan, even though we all know he could have beaten Cell, allowed these other people to fight Cell for him because he's too strong. This means that Gohan was pretty much noticed as they all saw him in his base form too. So Gohan would quickly become popular. Now, during the 7 years, since Goku never dies, he never learns about Super Saiyan 3 or the Fusion Dance. But I do feel like he would still learn how to do Super Saiyan 2 during the 7 years. Now that Vegeta knows that Kakarot is alive, he can challenge him anytime, he would still fight Kakarot and still battle with him, so Vegeta is not too spiteful. Vegeta understands that no matter what he does, he can't surpass him, so he's okay with Goku being number 1. Vegeta kind of accepts that over time, but he's still going to train to be the strongest he can be, unlocking Super Saiyan 2. During the events of the Buu arc, it would end much quicker, with the fact that even though Gohan would still go to high school, Goku around is keeping Gohan's training up, so he's not rusty, but he's still very strong. Gohan's a little bit stronger than Super Saiyan 2 Goku during the Majin Vegeta fight, but not much of a difference since he didn't really train much, but Gohan can only train a few times and he'll never get rusty. Goku by this point has gotten absurdly strong. He never really used Kaio-Ken again, as he didn't really see a need to, as there's no threat, but he still trains. During this time, this is when the Supreme Kai would still appear during the World Tournament, as Goku's with all of his friends, telling them about Majin Buu. Gohan here would still power up into Super Saiyan 2, and he would still have his energy taken. Now, in my opinion, I think that Gohan in Super Saiyan 2 is more than enough power than what Majin Buu needs. So I think this is just enough to get Buu to be reborn. So once when they do take it and follow them, they fail to realize that that was more than enough energy. So Vegeta would have never been taken over as well, even though Babidi probably might have tried if he needed to. Vegeta would have overpowered it because he doesn't need it. Vegeta only did it to try and keep up with Goku, but he knows that even with that Majin power-up, it would not be enough. He's not going to allow himself to be controlled by anybody. So this greatly changes the arc since there's no Goku and Vegeta fight. Once a Majin Buu was born, they watch as Majin Buu would easily kill Dabura and eat him as a large cookie. Babidi was more than happy as Goku states to let him fight Majin Buu. Goku can sense that there's a lot of good in him. He's like a naughty child. He doesn't know any better. Goku would then battle Majin Buu, as Goku would be in Super Saiyan, which was more than enough to handle Majin Buu. He was easily overpowering him, but Goku was amazed with how strong he was. He would then tell Majin Buu to not listen to Babidi, the same speech that he gave him. Majin Buu would turn on Babidi and destroy him. This would then make Buu turn good, and Buu would then go live on his life, traveling around the earth. He would then make his house and meet Mr. Satan just like before, and they'll become best friends. Now, unfortunately, we all know what happens here. Mr. Satan would still be shot by the sniper, same with the dog B. This would then make Buu snap as he would heal Buu and the dog, thus splitting apart. Goku would sense his power disturbance as he would head towards it, but unfortunately the good Buu lost his power and he was overpowered by evil Buu, thus becoming Super Buu. As now, within this time, they are in dire trouble, as Goku would then battle Super Buu, as even Goku in Super Saiyan 2, I feel like he could definitely keep up with Super Buu and battle him and overpower him in my opinion. Now Goku does have the Kaio-Ken as a backup, just to remind you. Goku was beginning to overpower Super Buu, but it felt too easy, as Super Buu has a plan. As the other Z fighters would have arrived by this point, seeing what was happening, the Supreme Kai as well, they would then see that Goku would get absorbed by Super Buu. Remember, no one knew about this absorption ability. Goku would then put a ki barrier around himself, and he would then fall into Majin Buu's body. But Goku was trapped within Buu, as Buu's tendrils would then keep Goku down so he can't move, and he would just steal his power that way. But Goku was still conscious, as now Buu would then get Goku's G, pretty much looking like Buuhan, and he would be very strong. By this point, he would be in the similar realms of Buu tanks and so on. They're actually running out of options here, as even if Vegeta and Gohan all teamed up, they wouldn't be able to beat Buu at this level. And Buu was torturing everybody. He would begin destroying everybody on the planet, as there is one option though. Maybe they can take Gohan to train, or maybe confuse them, because if you guys remember, Goten and Trunks are not really relevant because they don't know about the fusion dance. But maybe they can distract them. Piccolo tells Gohan and Vegeta to go with this Supreme Kai being or something. As then, it was too late. Super Buu would then appear, as he was not letting them go anywhere, as he knows about the Supreme Kai's little Kai ability. As remember, Goku was around him so he can see his memories. They would then begin attacking everybody. As Piccolo is easily being outclassed, Goten and Trunks were trying to annoy him by flying around him comically. The Supreme Kai does have one idea. They can fuse using the Potara earrings. Now, of course, Gohan was perfectly fine with this, Vegeta was not. The fact that he wants to fuse with a low class like Gohan, Kakarot's offspring, is worse than death. On top of the fact that he does respect Gohan's strength, it rivals his own. No way. There's no way. But Gohan then states to please Vegeta. If we don't, he's going to destroy Bulma and Trunks. Vegeta would then fall under it, as they don't know about the unlimited time, so they would then fall into the fact that they'll be fused together forever. Gohan then has an idea. He tells Vegeta that, wait, they'll just use the Dragon Balls to defuse. The Supreme Kai, seeing it, will basically make a white lie and say, yes, it'll work. So Vegeta would then say, fine, give it to me, as Boo-Tanks, or Boo-Han, would then, or Boo-Goku? Buku? That's up to you. He would then fly towards him, telling him it's time to die. As then they'll put the earring on, they would then fuse. Comment down below what the fusion name is between Gohan and Vegeta. I guess you could say Goheta? Goita? That's up to you to decide, guys. As the new fusion was then born. As this fusion was just as cocky and confident, but a bit more gentle-natured. It was similar to Vegito's attitude, as Vegeta's main personality took over. Now this new fusion would then smirk looking at his hands, telling him alright. He was a bit concerned that it wouldn't work out too well, but it seems like it did. He then states that he fused to battle him. He would then battle Buku, I guess you could say, or Super Buu in base form first, as he was just getting warmed up. As the fight would actually go similar to how Vegito handled Buhan, so you guys can imagine that in your head, it pretty much goes the exact same. Now the fusion is not as strong as Vegito, but it's still exceptionally powerful. It could defeat Buhan if they wanted to. Now this is when they would allow themselves to be absorbed, even after being turned into candy, overpowering him, flying around, hitting his mouth, all that would happen the exact same, with them allowing to be absorbed. And they would then use a key barrier, but then they would defuse, as they knew that the magic would then wear the earrings off. They would then find Goku after traveling through Buu's body, just like before. And they would then find Goku tangled up alongside next to Fat Buu, who was in a cocoon. This is when Super Buu would appear, as Gohan was busy battling him. Vegeta would then free Goku, making him much weaker, as he then lost his main source of power. Goku was still weakened and tired, as he was kind of recovering back to what's happening. Vegeta would then smirk and then grab Fat Buu, as Super Buu was then freaking out. He then states, oh really, what happens if I pull on this? And then doom, he does. Buu would then scream in agony, as Buu's gone. There's only something else. They would then fly out of the body, as the Supreme Kai would then begin healing Goku, recovering him as Goku would then awaken, seeing what was happening. And he was proud of his son, and thankful for Vegeta for saving him. They would then see that Majin Buu was only growing stronger, but then his power level shrunk, as he then transformed into Kid Buu. Goku then states that let him fight Kid Buu, as Gohan and Vegeta were out for a commission for just a little bit. Kid Buu's first thing was to scream, shaking the heavens, as he would then charge up a massive ball to destroy planet Earth. Goku would then catch the ball, and then kick it right back into outer space, making it blow up. Goku knows that they cannot battle on planet Earth, it's way too dangerous. He then tells Kid Buu to come on, follow me, na boo boo, and then Kid Buu would then laugh and try chasing after him. The Supreme Kai in panic would then Kai to his realm, but Kid Buu can teleport as well. Kid Buu would then follow them, sensing Goku's power, as he would then follow Goku. Goku was waiting for him, as the two would begin their legendary matchup. Gohan and the others would then stand back, as Goku would then burst into Super Saiyan 2, battling Kid Buu. Goku in Super Saiyan 2 is far stronger than Kid Buu, and Goku would easily overpower him. Though Goku knows that he would then fire a massive Kamehameha wave, hitting Kid Buu, blasting him to pieces, as Kid Buu would then just reform. Goku states that he knows how strong Kid Buu is, and that he needs to take it seriously, because he'll just keep going and keep playing games. Goku only has so much energy within him. Goku would then cup his hands together, and he would then charge up a massive Kamehameha, as Kid Buu would then charge up his own massive Majin Kamehameha. Goku would then clash beams with Buu, as the whole other side of the planet of the Kais were then shaking, As Kid Buu was laughing, using even more power, surprising Goku, Goku would then tell how strong Kid Buu is, as he would then blast through with his own strength, blasting through the attack as Kid Buu would try holding it back. Goku would then have a similar speech, telling about how strong Kid Buu was, and how strong the Majin is, stating that he hopes that he will come back as somebody strong one day and someone good, and they can have a little one-on-one again. He would like that. As Kid Buu would then panic as he can't stop his attack, Goku would then use full power, completely obliterating Kid Buu, leaving nothing behind. That Kid Buu was fully destroyed, peace was brought. As they would then use the Dragon Balls to bring everybody back on planet Earth, peace was finally brought back. Now we know that by this point, there was finally peace on Earth, since remember, Goku here would not be training on King Kai's world because we all know what arc is going to be happening on the next part, as a certain purple cat is beginning to awaken. Once when Lord Beerus, the god of destruction of Universe 7, the most powerful being in the universe, a force of nature, he would then awaken from his long slumber, of well over 40 years. Beerus would then model his way on over to eat his normal food and delicacies, as Whis would then explain what was happening across the universe. Beerus would then get a shock of his life, as it stated that Frieza was killed. But Beerus was shocked. How is this possible? How can a mortal kill Frieza? Whis would then explain all about Goku and what they've done to kill Frieza. Guys, remember, Goku here used the ability to kill Frieza. We all know about that. Beerus' reaction will be pretty funny. Beerus would notice the fact that Frieza was killed and that these Saiyans have adjusted to a new form called a Super Saiyan, and they are pretty powerful for mortals. This does pique his interest, as he had a dream that he was pondering. It was like a vision, a prophecy. He would then realize, after the Oracle Fish would then help him, that it was the Super Saiyan God. A being that can give him a challenge and reignite something that he hasn't had in a long time, a worthy rival. So Beerus would then ask, where are these Saiyans now? He then explains that, well, the one that killed Frieza, all of the Saiyans are on Earth. Beerus would then make his way right on over there. Now, Goku in the original was training on King Kai's world. This time around, he is not. Because he doesn't have instant transmission, he wouldn't be able to go back and forth. So Goku was actually at Bulma's quote-unquote 38th birthday party, so that would go the same. Now, the party would go pretty similar, with everyone else enjoying their time. That would all go the same, Majin Buu, everyone else. Now, once when Beerus does arrive, this is where some changes are going to occur. Now, Goku is here. Now, Goku would instantly be interested in fighting Beerus first. Beerus, of course, is not going to turn down a challenge. He's interested to see what the Saiyans can do. Vegeta, who was already there, was terrified, with the factor in that Goku is absurdly strong, but Beerus is another monster. Even if they all teamed up, Fusion, Patara, anything, it wouldn't work. Beerus is too strong in Vegeta's eyes, and he's not too far off. Goku would turn Super Saiyan 2 and battle Beerus, but Beerus would then block him with ease. He does commend the Saiyan on how strong he is, but it's not nothing. He wants to fight a Super Saiyan God. So Goku would then power down, as no matter what he did, Beerus wasn't even trying. He blocked it all with his finger. Goku then has an idea, well, they can ask Shenron and maybe get the dragon to ask to bring the Super Saiyan God here. Beerus would then agree, and once when Shenron was summoned, he explains that there is no Saiyan God, it's more of an energy itself. And they explain that once when you have 5 total Saiyans, you will be able to unlock the power of a Saiyan God. Now, of course, Goku was the candidate to become a Super Saiyan God because of the fact that he is the strongest base form-wise. Now, Videl will still state that she's pregnant, so they do have enough Saiyans that would all go the same, and Goku will be given the power of a Super Saiyan God. Now, how strong is this version of Goku? Power scaling wise, this version of Goku is multiple times stronger than he was as an original Saiyan God. He's very strong. I would argue to say that he's around the same strength as Super Saiyan Blue Goku was when he fought Golden Frieza, which is even lowballing that. But we'll see Goku's real power-ups in a minute. Now Goku will begin battling Beerus, and Beerus was very impressed by Goku's power. He was pretty beefy in terms of power. The two would begin trading blows back and forth, and seemingly no matter what Goku did, Beerus was always one-upping him every single time. As we know how strong Beerus is, this is like 1% of his actual power on Goku. But Beerus was still having fun, as Goku's definitely the strongest mortal he's ever fought. Goku was getting used to the Saiyan God power, as he was pushing about 80% currently. Beerus would then state that you're holding back, he would then power up and continue attacking Goku even further, pushing their fight up in outer space. Now, we know originally in Dragon Ball Super that Beerus would then impale Goku with his hand, and then Goku would fall back down. The Saiyan God Power would then heal him, and he'll get a little Zenkai boost. We're going to follow that same route. Beerus would still get the upper hand and nearly kill him. Now, once when Goku is actually back up, Beerus notes on how he's a little bit stronger. Even though Goku is at 100% power, he's still growing in strength, but Goku knows that he's running out of options. He can feel the power flickering away, as he knows that he doesn't have much time. And Goku knows that if he doesn't impress Beerus or beat him, his whole planet will lose. Goku would then snap, as Goku would then scream, Kaio-Ken. Goku was risking it all. As we know, only Super Saiyan Blue was the only form that he could technically use because of his calming nature. Super Saiyan God is more fiery, but Goku doesn't have a choice. Luckily, Goku was able to survive it, because of the fact that he has been using Kaio-Ken much more than his original self for all these years. Goku's body is adjusting to it. Kaio-Ken times 2 will be bursting the red Kaio-Ken aura around his God aura. Beerus will be shocked by this. He had this kind of technique, and before he could finish, Goku would deliver a powerful punch, sending Beerus back. Goku would then burst out of Kaio-Ken, as that already took a lot of power out of him, but Goku's already twice as strong now already, mixing on top of the Super Saiyan power that he also had too. So now Goku is as strong as 2 Super Saiyan God Gokus, technically. So Beerus is getting hyped up, but that's a dangerous technique. Once when Goku would continue battling Beerus, the fight would seemingly be more equal, but we all know that Beerus is still holding back massively. Goku's God power would then start wavering. As the energy output that he used, he would lose the Saiyan God power. But he still absorbed it within himself, thus still being almost as strong as he is, and he would then transform into a Super Saiyan, continuing to fight Beerus. Now Beerus was amused, but he doesn't have his God Ki anymore, and it's kind of a letdown. He would then charge up a massive supernova and throw it at Goku like the original. Goku would then catch the attack, as the attack was beginning to overpower him. Goku was shocked with how strong Beerus was, but Goku doesn't have a choice, as he powered back down. Goku knows that he needs to use Kaio-Ken one last time, and then burst into his max form Super Saiyan 2. That's the only option that he has. Goku would then yell out Kaio-Ken times 20. In a burst, it would push the thing back a teeny bit, but it wouldn't really change much. But now he's 20 times stronger. Goku would then burst into Super Saiyan 2 with the last remaining bit of strength that he had, and punch the supernova, flying through it, and surprising with a powerful gut punch, hitting Beerus. Now Beerus was holding back massively, but even this sudden power jump would even make Beerus actually feel the punch, and it hurt. Goku would then float off, as he would then go unconscious back in base form. Beerus would then rub his stomach, as he actually felt that. Now mind you, he's holding back massively. He didn't really know that Goku could go times 20 on top of Super Saiyan and fly in and hit him. He wasn't expecting that. He would then grab Goku and bring him back down. Now, Goku would have been healed by Whis by this point, as Beerus was more than satisfied. Everybody would then take notice with how strong Goku has become now. The fact is that Goku's base power kind of absorbs the God, so Goku's base is kind of relative to how strong Super Saiyan God was. On top of the fact that he went times 20, on top of that, which is ridiculous. So Goku is very strong. He's already surpassing, I would definitely say, base level Tournament of Power levels of strength. When he was in the Tournament of Power in base form, in the end, I think he's already surpassed that by this point. But it's up to you to decide. But for continuity, we're going to say yes, because the Super Saiyan God power, he also times 2 that, plus 20, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Now, Whis would actually take interest in Goku, offering him to maybe become a candidate for a God of Destruction. Goku would instantly decline, as that's not his thing. Now, over the next couple of months, it would go similar. Vegeta would be able to sneak off with Whis, having impressing him with food that he promised from Bulma, to try and catch up to Kakarot. But of course, even if Vegeta trained all the way through the Tournament of Power, it wouldn't even be enough, as Goku's too strong. But Vegeta would still have determination, and he would continue pushing himself until Goku would then catch on what he's doing, and Goku would then figure it out, and Whis would then bring Goku along to train. As Beerus has interest in Goku, and he wants to see how much stronger Goku can become. Goku, by this point, would then continue his training under Whis alongside Vegeta. Now, since Goku is so much stronger than Vegeta, having a stronger training partner does mean that Vegeta's power level will get much higher than his original self, making Vegeta way stronger. I would say that around the Frieza arc, when he gets his golden form, it would roughly be around 2 or 3 times stronger, this version of Vegeta, which is very impressive. and they would have unlocked Super Saiyan Blue the same as before. Now, Frieza would have still been wished back to life, training to unlock his golden form. I do think that the only difference here for fun is that Frieza might have trained for an extra month or two, so Frieza would learn to actually control his form a little bit better. And he would be a little stronger, but in the end, we'll get into this. The Z Fighters would arrive, as this time around, Goku would not be able to teleport to Gohan, they would have to use Whis' teleportation. Another thing that they could have done to teleport instantly for continuity is use the Supreme Kai. The Supreme Kai can use the Kai ability. Whis could have contacted him, and Beerus would have told him to hurry up here now and bring them to Earth quickly. We're going down that route, so the Supreme Kai would have instantly teleported to Beerus' world and brought all of them to Earth immediately. Then Beerus would have told the Supreme Kai just to stay behind him, as of course Beerus knows that if Supreme Kai dies, he dies. He might even tell the Supreme Kai just to leave for now, and that might be even safer, so the Supreme Kai would then Kai back onto a Supreme Kai world where he'll be safe. Now, Frieza has already arrived, and he pretty much went through all the Z Fighters. Even if Gohan, even the likes of Gohan, even if he stopped training, which I think he still would have because of the fact of Videl, I still think that Gohan would still be defeated by Frieza. He would have no chance. The fact is, all of his men would overpower the Z Fighters and kind of tire them down. Frieza already is too strong. This is when Goku would have his time to shine. Or would he? We would actually have Vegeta step up to battle Frieza. Goku can sense how strong Frieza is when he transforms into his final form. Not wasting any time, Goku could easily defeat Frieza within one shot. He could one-shot Frieza and kill him, similar to how Gohan did in the movie. Or we could say how the androids could one-shot him, or I guess anyone else really could. Yeah, Frieza has no chance. But against Vegeta, that might be interesting. Vegeta would then tell Kakarot to stay out of his way, he needs this. Goku would respect it. And it does suck, but Frieza's wouldn't be much of a challenge for him. Even in base form, he could probably beat Frieza anyway. So Vegeta would then begin battling Frieza, and Vegeta was in base form, Frieza was in his final form. Vegeta does have the upper hand, overpowering Frieza. Their fight would go pretty similar to how Goku and Frieza's fight went, as Vegeta was mildly impressed by how strong Frieza had, but he's not nice like Kakarot. He's going to burn him in hell. And Frieza would mock the Saiyan, of course, as his usual self, as he would then showcase his new form. But of course, monkeys first. Vegeta would then showcase Super Saiyan Blue, and Vegeta would be holding back some power. I would say that Vegeta is at around 70 to 75%. He wants to wait and see what Frieza has to offer first. Frieza would then transform into his Golden Frieza form, and he was immensely strong. He was a couple times stronger than he originally was since he had 2 extra months of training, but Vegeta's been training even harder. As the two would begin their matchup, it seemed like Frieza was having the upper hand on Vegeta. As their fight was pretty similar to Blue Goku versus Frieza, it seems like Frieza actually had the upper hand. Until once when Frieza would then throw a punch, Vegeta would then catch it. Vegeta would then power up to 100% of his power, showing that he already was a little bit stronger than Frieza already. On top of the fact that Frieza is starting to waver a little bit in power. Frieza is putting everything he has into trying to kill Vegeta, coming at him with everything that he's got, and he's starting to gas himself out, while Vegeta has been reserving all of his energy and holding back. Vegeta is very strategic, and I think he would do this. As he would sense how strong Frieza's form is, I do believe that Vegeta would do something like this as a tactic. He would then easily overpower Frieza, as Frieza was on the losing end. He would beat Frieza senseless, savoring every moment, beating Frieza out of his golden form. This is where I believe a change will occur. Goku would see the look on Frieza's face, as remember, Goku's not caught up in the moment, same with Vegeta. Frieza would then is just about to blow up the planet before Goku would then burst into Super Saiyan Blue, not wasting any time, or Super Saiyan God if you want, as it's faster to transform into, and he would then catch Frieza's hands, stopping him. Vegeta would then tell him that you got in my way, as Goku would then kick Frieza into the side of the mountain. Goku would then tell Vegeta to end Frieza now before he blows up the planet. Vegeta would not take that lightly, as he would then charge up a big bang attack, firing it right at Frieza, who was just recovering from that monstrous kick, and he would then be completely disintegrated, killing Frieza. Now, cutting forward to the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 arc, it would still happen, as Champa would still challenge Beerus, or remember they fought over the ramen food, and Beerus would be very cocky, because of the fact that he knows how strong Goku is, and even Vegeta. So yes, most of the fighting would go kind of similar. I feel like Goku would still be knocked out because he would still be poisoned. He wasn't ready for it, but we all know that he'd be sent back in. Vegeta, I believe, who was defeated Frost and Vegeta, that would happen the same. He would also defeat Kaba. Once when Vegeta fights Hit, remember, he burst into Super Saiyan Blue more than once. And the downside of the form stated by Whis is that when you transform into that form in and out, you can only use 1/3 of your real strength. But even with that, I think that Vegeta would still hold his own against Hit a little bit more. I think he would just start to get the hang of Hit's time skip ability, maybe nearly hit him, but Hit would then use more of his strength and deliver a fatal blow to Vegeta, nearly killing him and knocking him out of the ring. Though Vegeta did carry most of the tournament, it's now Goku's turn, which is Beerus' trump card. Beerus would not have Monaka, as, again, he knows how strong Goku is. Goku has the most motivation he needs anyway. Goku would then jump in, and Goku would then burst into Super Saiyan, and he would be able to battle Hit. Now, Goku was getting overwhelmed initially, just because of the fact that he's getting used to time skip, allowing himself to be hit. This is when Goku would then transform into Super Saiyan God, which is overkill by now, and he would then easily overpower Hit. His blows were way too fast, even for his time skip. Even if Hit was trying to progress and grow stronger, it was no chance against Goku. Goku would easily overpower him, and this Goku would not need Blue, nor the Kaio-Ken technique mixing with Blue. He would then easily knock out Hit out of the ring, making Goku the winner. Now, Beerus would still use the Wish to bring back Champa's planet Earth the exact same. This is where we would also meet the Grand Zeno, and Grand Zeno would be delighted to meet Goku, and they would become best friends, just like the original plot. Now cutting forward into the fun one, the Goku Black arc. Now the Goku Black arc would go very similar. Now we could go down two roads. Would this be the Goku Black that would take Goku's body from this What If, or would it be the original Goku Black who took the normal continuity timelines of Goku? Now I'm going to say, and I'm just showing this, that just for what if purposes, this will be the Goku Black that takes Goku's body. Yes, this will be the Goku from this current What If timeline. Or I guess he's a parallel copy of it. So Goku Black is absurdly strong. Unfortunately, Trunks would realistically be killed by Goku Black, but you could say that Goku Black plays with this food, and Trunks would be able to still escape just in time. This is when Trunks would then meet up with Goku and them. He would have a little battle with Goku just like before, and Goku would then showcase Super Saiyan 2, which is plenty strong enough. And Trunks states you might be able to beat Goku Black with that power. This is when Goku Black would then appear to the time rifts, and he would battle Goku in Super Saiyan 2. Now, Goku would have the upper hand on Goku Black, as the pain is only making him stronger. Now, hold on a minute. Why can't Goku Black use Kaio-Ken? Since if this version of Goku Black did use Kaio-Ken, he would actually be able to bump his power even higher. The reason for this is because he does not have perfect ki control. What do you mean? Well, Zamasu is in Goku's body. Vegeta even stated that. Goku knows how to use Kaio-Ken. Even if Goku Black tried to copy it, in the end he would actually hurt himself badly, because of the fact that Kaio-Ken had been trained and honed to perfection. If you mess up even a little bit, you're gonna die. Goku Black has never trained in Kaio-Ken, he's never used Kaio-Ken, so it wouldn't work out very well mentally. Kaio-Ken's a big mental thing more than a physical, that's why. But you could say that he might be able to use Kaio-Ken ×2. I don't think so. I think if he tried, I think the first time he tried, he would probably kill himself. So that's the reason why Goku Black cannot use Kaio-Ken. Sorry, Goku Black fans, but it just would not make any sense. He's never used Kaio-Ken a day in his life. Now, Goku Black would then be sent back to his future Rift timeline. Most of the events would go similar to where Goku would still fight Zamasu for a short period. He would overpower him. Zamasu was shocked with how strong Goku was, so he would still have that deep inner hatred. Now, Goku Black would still recruit that Zamasu. That Zamasu would try killing Gowasu. Then he would have Beerus stopping it. It was a back and forth arc. It was really weird timeline continuity wise. Zamasu would still wish for his immortality. That would go the same. Goku Black would not wish for immortality just because of the fact that he doesn't need to. He feels strong enough. Now, this is when we're going to have Goku and Vegeta with Trunks going to the future to battle Goku Black. Goku Black was delighted, as Vegeta wants to step up and battle him first. Now, Vegeta in Super Saiyan Blue has grown even stronger since this battle with Hit. Now, Vegeta would be able to hold off against Goku Black, who is in base form still, and this is when Goku Black would then power up. He would then transform into Super Saiyan Rose, and this is when he would easily overpower Vegeta. Unfortunately, even though Vegeta is a lot stronger, Goku Black's a different level, especially with Goku's power. This is when Goku would then cut in, and he would then surprise Goku Black with how strong he was. He would then begin overpowering Rose Goku Black, and this is when Zamasu would then appear. Now with Zamasu, Trunks would be battling him as they don't know that he's immortal yet. Now, would it realistically cause the two to kind of run away and go back to the time? I don't think so, since Vegeta this time around was not stabbed in the chest by Goku Black. Same with Goku. This time around, with Goku being so strong, he would overpower Goku Black. Even though Goku Black is growing in strength, I think he would start to catch up to Goku a little bit. Using anger for his power, he would then summon the scythe that he had, making clones of himself. Now this is when Goku would then power down to base form, or would he? This is when we would have Goku in Super Saiyan Blue yell out Kaio-Ken after he charges his energy. Goku gets a massive buff, even in Kaio-Ken times 2, with Super Saiyan Blue is absolutely absurd. Goku Black was shocked about this technique, as Goku would easily one-shot every single clone with ease, and he would then nearly kill Goku Black by actually punching a hole through his stomach. Now this is when Zamasu will see that they're in bad dire needs. Goku would get out of Kaio-Ken, as he doesn't want to kill his body doing that, as he's still kind of new to it. They would then have Zamasu and Goku Black would then do the Batara fusion. Now Gowasu and Supreme Kai was there as well, just to mind you, so he would become Merged Zamasu. Now, you could say that Goku Black might try to use Kaio-Ken, but he was already too injured to even try it. Now with Merged Zamasu, he would then have his whole speech, as he would then fight Goku. Now, the initial fight at first, he might seem like to begin overpowering Goku. Goku was just exhausted, as remember the Kaio-Ken technique takes a lot out of him. He hasn't really used it that much before. It's technically his first time using it fully. So Goku would then burst back into the Kaio-Ken form, thus granting him another power-up of ×2. He would then begin overpowering Zamasu. Now, Goku would then have a beam clash with Zamasu, with him charging up a Kamehameha, Zamasu having a humongous supernova level attack. Goku in his desperation would have Vegeta and Trunks then firing their own Gallic guns at Zamasu. This is when Goku would then yell out ×10, increasing his power level even higher and blasting through Zamasu, completely obliterating him entirely. Goku would be back in base form, but the fact is, you just stack blue on top of 10 times stronger, so now Goku is technically, as a Super Saiyan Blue, he's I guess you could say ×20. He's 20 times stronger than he was when he first fought Goku Black in Super Saiyan Blue. Which means that Goku's around 20 plus times stronger than he was in base form, which is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, Goku could have easily killed Merged Zamasu, but he was running low on energy. Remember, Kaio-Ken drains a lot of power, especially since that's the first time that he used Blue Kaio-Ken, especially ×10. He never used it against hit. Now Zamasu was then becoming Universal Zamasu just like before. Goku would still have the Zeno button, and they would still use it to summon Zeno, thus Goku would still bring Zeno a new friend after he would then completely destroy Zamasu and kill him. Now we are going to cut forward to the Tournament of Power. Some of the other little side arcs don't really matter, like the copy Vegeta arc. That would be kind of insufficient. If that did happen, Goku would easily defeat this goo alien before Vegeta would even disappear. It'll be pretty much a one-shot deal, and Vegeta would be fine. And he would not need to be sucking on a pacifier as well, if you guys remember that meme. Now, as for the Tournament of Power, Goku, I think, would still want to go get Frieza. I don't think that would really change, since they need as many strong people as possible. Since people like Majin Buu or etc., they're all going to be asleep, so that wouldn't really change. So, the same team will be pretty much the exact same. Wouldn't really change much for the Tournament of Power. So the team is the exact same, but some of them are a lot stronger. Especially with the Piccolo, Gohan, Goku, and Vegeta are the stronger ones. Now, Jiren would immediately go find Goku first, as they can tell that Goku's the most dangerous one. Goku easily defeated Toppo in the exhibition match with ease, which shocked Belmont. So yeah, Jiren is definitely the guy to go fight Goku. Now, you could have Kefla fight Goku later down the line, as Caulifla and Kale would have no chance against Goku. Goku would just be messing with them, and they would just be fodder to him. But once when Jiren would then step in, this is where the fight would get interesting. Goku in base form will be able to push Jiren back. When he transforms to Super Saiyan Blue, he would be able to actually begin overpowering Jiren. Goku began overpowering Jiren, forcing Jiren to use his full power, and the two would seemingly be pretty equal at first. Now remember here, Jiren is absurdly strong. Jiren was able to technically take on beings like Golden Frieza, Super Saiyan Blue Kaio-Ken times 20 Goku, Blue Evolution Vegeta, and Kaio-Ken times 20 Goku is Goku times 20, on top of a 20 times boost for Vegeta, on top of Android 17, who is near the levels of Blue, or respectfully. Yeah, Jiren is strong, and he was shrugging them off left and right. So Goku in Super Saiyan Blue would fight Jiren pretty evenly, but I think he would have the upper hand because of his martial arts. Jiren would start seeing that he's beginning to lose for the first time. This would then push Jiren to using his full power. As he would easily overpower Goku, Goku by this point would then charge up a Spirit Bomb just like he did in the original, getting all of their energy and throwing it at Jiren. Now Jiren in Limit Break would allow him to do this as he wants to beat him at his strongest. He would then catch the Spirit Bomb and it would be a trade-off. Goku would use Blue Kaio-Ken times 20 and Jiren would be shocked with a sudden power boost, but Jiren using his full strength, I think he would be able to beat Goku. The reason why is because Goku is tired, he just used all of his energy. But it would take almost everything Jiren had, he would then defeat Goku by him falling into that black hole in the Spirit Bomb, Jiren thinking that he won, still having his limit-breaking power, but he was tired. Now he needs to act quickly and maybe disappear and recover for now, until a giant light would then shine as Goku would then appear in his Ultra Instinct form. As Goku was in Ultra Instinct Omen, he would then battle Jiren, and Goku was overpowering him, and he was soon to defeat Jiren. Goku would then hit Jiren with everything that he had in that final punch that we saw. Jiren was already exhausted, Goku had a new power up. Goku, on top of being so strong already, Goku would then hit Jiren right in the face, like he did in MUI, knocking him out of the ring. Goku had no energy left, so Goku would then fall out of the ring. Yes, Goku would then fall out as he had zero energy. As he would then fall out with Jiren, both of them were taken out of the ring. Now this would still pose a problem for a lot of the Z fighters because of the fact that there are still some strong people here. But now Gohan did keep on resuming his training, so he does have his ultimate form. Vegeta would then step up. Now Vegeta would battle God of Destruction Toppo, where Vegeta would unlock Blue Evolution. That would happen. Now with Vegeta being way stronger, I think he would easily overpower Toppo and he would not need to blow himself up to defeat them. With Aniraza, they would still be defeated with Vegeta's help, and that would pretty much go the exact same. Now with Kefla, I think we could see Gohan teaming up with the likes of Piccolo or Frieza to take down Kefla. And even if they were going to fuse, you could even have Frieza fight them, I think, which would be pretty comical with Frieza hating Saiyans anyway. I think Frieza would not let that happen. He would probably use a Death Beam and shoot the earring before it would even do anything, thus not making Kefla, and they would have been knocked out by Frieza with his tail with ease. He would have slapped them both across the face. Now, Frieza would continue doing his thing, being the powerhouse around there, as he did perfect his form. Now, I think it would have been pretty much a cakewalk after that. Dispo would have been defeated by Gohan and Piccolo. I mean, Toppo was the only other strongest character, but Vegeta would have been able to defeat him. It would have all gone pretty much the same, with the fact of it being easier. Jiren was the biggest threat, and they would have all still won. Now, with Gohan being the team leader, Gohan would then still make the wish, and he would then wish everybody to be brought back that was destroyed. Thus, Zeno was happy, and pretty much everything was brought back to normal. Now, Frieza was given his life back by a little gift by Beerus, because he did do a good job, and Frieza would then go on his own evil mischief, which we would then cut into the Broly movie. Now, the Broly movie would go pretty much the exact same, with Broly being met by Chi-Lai and Lemmo, meeting Frieza, who would then bring Broly and Paragus to fight Goku and Vegeta. Now this time around, Broly I think would still continue powering up, Frieza would still kill Paragus, thus that would then make Broly turn into a Super Saiyan. Now Goku in Super Saiyan Blue, my opinion, is I think that he would be able to fight Super Saiyan Broly relatively easy, but Broly was only continuing to grow, and then on top of the fact that Broly would then go into his full power form, Goku knows that he needs to end it quickly. So Vegeta would then go into Blue Evolution, Goku would then burst into ×2, they would both fire their final attack at Broly, which would nearly kill him, until Chi-Lai would then save his life by still wishing him away. So they wouldn't fuse into Gogeta, that would have never happened, nor it could have. So yes, Broly would have been defeated by Goku and Vegeta, but he would have still been alive. Thus, would Goku go find Broly? I think so. Because Broly, again, Goku can just ask Whis to contact the Supreme Kai, Goku can just use the Kai ability, teleporting right over there, or with the help of Whis. And I think the easy way to get Whis to do it is just offer him food, parfait, sushi, well, so on. And Whis would do it, as Beerus was napping. Goku would then ask Broly and give him some supplies to help him. He would then also tell Broly to come by Beerus' world sometime, so that would all go the same. Now, as for Dragon Ball Superhero, that would pretty much go the exact same. Cell Max would be just as powerful, I think, maybe even a little bit stronger, but Gohan and Piccolo are a little bit stronger too, as they've had to keep their training up. Now, Gohan would unlock the Beast form, in my opinion, and some people say it's because of Mystic that he was able to unlock it. I think a little bit of that's true, but I also think maybe it's because he's always had that form, because Gohan was even stated that he's fighting more like a human than a Saiyan. So I think that Beast form can be accessed by everybody. So I think that Gohan would still unlock Beast form and just be as strong, and even though he only has Super Saiyan 2, and Gohan here would be able to defeat Cell Max using a special beam cannon, and Piccolo would still have his orange form. Now we are going to cut forward over the Moro arc. Now the Moro arc would go pretty similar, with the fact that Goku's so much stronger. Goku has already started to learn how to use Ultra Instinct and learn how to tap into Mastered Ultra Instinct with the help of Whis, who was training him. Now once when Goku and Vegeta would fight Moro for the first time, I think Goku would win. And the reason why is because even in Goku in a Super Saiyan Blue, Moro would try absorbing his energy, which would make him youthful much faster. But once when Goku would tap into Ultra Instinct, I think it'll be too much energy for Moro to absorb, and he would then start self-imploding. And Goku would probably still defeat him like how he originally did, and the Moro arc would have ended much quicker. It would not have lasted that long. And the other androids that Moro had and some of the prisoners that escaped, they would have been defeated easily by a stronger Gohan, Piccolo, or Vegeta. It would have gone very quick. But Goku would still struggle, but not that much against Moro. Now, as for the Granola arc, if Granola did make his wish with the help of Frieza, really trying to pushing him, I realistically think that Granola would still die, because he only had a few years left to live, even in the original when he made that wish. With Goku being thousands upon thousands of times stronger than he originally was, I think that will quickly change. But just for what purposes, we're going to say that he doesn't. He's kind of like Gas. So once when he begins fighting Vegeta first, Vegeta would have Ultra Ego. Vegeta being a couple times stronger would push Granola. I still think that Gas would still make the wish, but by that point he's already old and raggedy. So once when he tries fighting Goku, Goku would punch a hand through him and kill him instantly. And Granola would also die as well because he already fought Vegeta, who's too strong. And also Goku was right next to him. This is when Frieza would then appear in his Black Frieza form. Frieza was still trained for 10 years, and he would still battle Goku and Vegeta. I think that Goku in Mastered Ultra Instinct, I think he would go further and go into True Ultra Instinct, which is stronger. I think he could actually match Frieza in his new Black form. I really think he could, as he's thousands of times stronger than he originally was. So I think that Frieza would get a rude awakening, as he doesn't know about True Ultra Instinct yet. And I think that Goku would be able to overpower Black Frieza through a very tough fight. Very tough, but I think he'll be able to do it. And he would have then defeated Black Frieza by completely obliterating him, even using a technique. Goku would then use the Hakai ability, which Goku used in the manga before against Furnace Zamasu. Goku would have enough power to use it on Frieza. So Frieza was completely wiped off from existence, meaning that Frieza could never come back. And that is it for this series, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for this series, as it's really blown up, and it has blown me away with how much you guys are loving it. And as of recording this, we are getting near 22,000 subscribers, which is great. Which means that we're getting near the halfway point of reaching our goal, which will be 50,000 subscribers. So if you guys can get all of your friends to hop on and subscribe to my channel and like the video, it'll mean a lot to me. Anyway, thank you all so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you all on the next one. Peace.